What's up? This is Carolina Calvin, and I will be doing the NFL Week 12, 2013 picks. Um, I did put I did okay last week. I went 9-6. Of course, we had the two teams with a bye, so that was a game that wasn't gonna happen. I went 9-6. I would say pretty good, especially compared to week 10, which is pretty bad. So week 11 went a lot better. Um, you know, for the most part, I've been barely hovering around 500 with most of these weeks. Because this season has been really crazy in terms of upsets. Um, mainly upsets and things like that. Because I think it was a couple weeks back where the Jacksonville Jaguars and Tampa Bay Bucks got their first win in the same week. So that's two losses. Like, you just never knew when they were gonna win. They were gonna show up eventually, but it was unfortunately it was that week. Um, Tonight, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock Eastern time. We have the New Orleans Saints and Atlanta to play the Falcons. I'm gonna be quick about most of these reviews. Atlanta's depleted offensively and defensively. They have so many injuries. Their receivers and the secondary up front. I'm gonna go New Orleans, who you know has a underrated defense, especially up front. And you still got Drew Brees back there and the weapons he has to throw to. So I'm gonna go with New Orleans in this game. Um, Next game Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Pittsburgh heading to Cleveland to play the Browns. I think Pittsburgh's hot, and I think they will continue to stay hot against Cleveland, who struggled. Yeah, in the back of my head, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe Cleveland might find a way to pull out, but I'm gonna go with the hotter team. And that's Pittsburgh, so I'll go with them. Um, Tampa Bay heading to Detroit to play the Lions. And Tampa Bay has played well in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Um, and Detroit just came off a horrible loss. Where should he have kicked the field goal or not? I'm gonna have to go with. I'm still gonna have to go with Detroit in this game. I think they'll be able to put up the points. The Tampa Bay can't put up, even despite Tampa Bay, hasn't been playing well the last 2 to 3 weeks. But I'm gonna give this game to Detroit. Minnesota Vikings head to Green Bay to play the Packers. I'm honestly gonna pick the Vikings. Adrian Peterson usually plays well against the Packers, and the Packers, if they're still starting Scott Tolson game day, then they're gonna lose. He's not that good. Maybe they may fare a little bit better with Flynn. I mean, isn't that the reason they brought him in? So we'll have to see how that develops. But I'm still gonna go with the Vikings. I think the Packers losing Aaron Rodgers has just depleted the team in terms of morality. Next game, 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time. San Diego heading to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. Kansas City's at home. A bad taste in their mouth after the loss of Broncos. I think I got Kansas City in this game. I think they shut down the San Diego offense and forced some turnovers. Chicago's heading to St. Louis to play the Rams. Rams, have played certain teams well and have gotten blown out by others. They beat a good Colts team. They almost beat the Seahawks. Um, I'm I'm tempted to take. I'm gonna take the Bears in this one. I Although the Bears, I think Zach Stacy for the Rams, I think he's gonna have a good day rushing because the Bears' run defense is terrible. But I'm gonna go with the Bears. I think they find a way to pull it out. Carolina, next game, 1 o'clock game. Carolina, the Panthers are heading to Miami to play the Dolphins. Of course, you know what I'm gonna pick. I got Carolina in this game. I think the defense is gonna step up and have a better week. And they played pretty good last week, but you could tell that Tom Brady was able to move the ball. Couldn't generate the points that they needed to, but you could tell he could move the ball a little bit. this will not happen this week. I think Tom Brady has a better offensive line than Tannehill. Tannehill's been the most sacked quarterback in football, and Carolina is one of the better teams at getting pressure on the quarterback. So I'm gonna go with the Panthers in this game. Um, New York Jets heading to Baltimore to play the Ravens. Geno Smith looked terrible against the Bills. Terrible. One of the worst weeks for a starting quarterback. Um, Baltimore, they lost a very close game to the Bears, which I did pick them last week, and they, of course, lost. Um, I'm gonna go with Baltimore. They at home. Then they're gonna have a bounce back win. They definitely need this win, especially with Pittsburgh being hot, and also the catch ground on Cincinnati. Um, Next game, the last 1 o'clock game. Jacksonville heading to Houston. Two teams that have been playing very poorly. I honestly, I'm gonna pick Houston just because I just don't. And that's a division game, but both these teams suck. But I'm gonna pick Houston to pull this game out. Tennessee heading to Oakland. Two more terrible teams. You know, Oakland I believe did get the win last week against Houston, but they're another terrible team. I'm gonna go with Tennessee in this game. I mean these are just flip a coin picks. These last two. I'm gonna go with Tennessee for the first 4 o'clock game. I'm gonna go with Tennessee. Indianapolis Colts heading to Arizona to play the Cardinals. I'm gonna take the Colts. Um, Despite them, the last NFC West team they got beaten down really bad by, and that was the Rams. But I think they're gonna pull it out against. I think they're gonna pull it out against Arizona. One of the games of the week. Definitely gonna be the most watched game. One of the most watched games. These last two, these next two, I apologize. Dallas Cowboys heading to New York to play the Giants. The Giants have been on a 4-game winning streak. Although they haven't beaten the team they've beaten, have not been great, but I'm still gonna give them credit for actually getting those wins. I like Dallas in this. Dallas has always played well in New York. I like that. I think Dallas is gonna win it. Very close game though. I'm gonna pick Dallas. Man, I can't believe I just fucking picked Dallas. Next game, Sunday night game. Denver Broncos heading to New England to play the Patriots. Another potential, more than likely game of the week. These last two games will probably be the most. These games I just did are probably be the most watched games. I'm gonna take Denver in this game. New England hasn't lost at home yet. And both teams' defense has not played well. They've been getting up a lot of yards. But I think it's gonna be a high-scoring game without a doubt. I'm gonna take Denver in this game. I think they're gonna edge them out in a very high-scoring game. Next game is the Monday night game. San Francisco heading to Washington to play the Redskins. The Redskins defense is garbage. It's as simple as that. They're garbage. RG3 has not looked consistent throwing it. The run game has been, looked really good. Alfred Morris, RG3's running it a little bit. But I think the Shanahan's really need to change the offense, man. This guy takes too many hits because they have these plays where he runs the ball. I understand he's a running quarterback, but you got to pick your spots. You can't have these design runs with a guy who, who's already been injured in the past, and he's a smaller quarterback. You got to, you got to run more of a conventional pro style offense with him. Throw the ball down the field a little more. Not saying that they do, but there's a reason they're one of the worst third down teams is because of play calling. You got these 2 wide receiver routes, which defense is covered up well, and they do these on third down. And San Francisco D has played pretty well. Played good against the Saints. It was a very controversial penalty at the end of near the end of that game that changed the outcome. Obviously, I'm gonna go with San Francisco. I think they're gonna be able to run the ball in that terrible Redskins defense. They should be able to get some pat throws down the field. Um, and you don't expect any changes out of Shanahan's in terms of play calling. They're gonna call what they've been calling all year, more 90% read option, and then you're not gonna be able to get big chunks, against a very stout 49ers defense. So give me the 49ers in this game. I think they're gonna slow down the run game. If you slow down the Redskins run game, you got them beat. I mean, because RG3 throws off that, he plays off that run game. So give me the Niners in this game. There are 4 teams that had byes: the Buffalo Bills, the Cincinnati Bengals, Philadelphia Eagles, and the Seattle Seahawks. I believe this is the last week for byes. Let me make sure of that. Yep, week 12 is the last week for byes, and after that we'll have a full slate of games every team will play. So let me know what your game of the week is. I would say mine is the Denver New England game. 2 story quarterbacks going up. To me, it's a team game. I can't stand it. The Brady Manning Bowl. I don't like that garbage. It's the Denver Broncos versus New England Patriots. It's a team game. But I always like to see those guys work. I want to see which defense actually steps up in this game, because that could be the deciding factor between who wins and loses. I think the offenses are going to look well. They're going to look pretty good. Brady has played better, and the offense has played better in recent weeks. He's got some of his guys back healthy, so I think that's my game of the week. Let me know what your game of the week is, and also let me know how your team is doing. Of course, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video.